This is Dwayne Diamond with GT News, where we bring you real people that you know and give you news you can use. And today we have the honor of sitting down with Precinct 30 Commissioner Michael Shane Sinegal, and hopefully we can get some answers to all this craziness that's going on.
Yeah.
First and foremost, how are you and your family, Commissioner?
Family's great. We've been watching the news diligently to try and make sure we're doing what we're asking other people to do. So
Absolutely.
Family's great. Family's great.
So I know you wear a lot of hats, and even more so now with all this uncertainty and craziness that's going on. But just to actually directly considering all these things, should people be in fear right now? Because there's a lot of panic.
They shouldn't be panicking. They shouldn't be in fear, but they should be respectful of what could happen. I mean, if you watch the media, what's happening is in Italy, you have doctors that are just exhausted from, just the devastation from this virus, where doctors are even being affected. I saw a video where a doctor was just on his knees crying, causing so many people, because so many people were perishing because of this disease, this virus.
Is Jefferson County ready? Because a lot of people think there's supplies and
there's ready and there's getting ready.
Yes.
Are we ready? No. Are we getting ready at a fast pace? I think the leadership here is ready. Most of our hesitation is coming from the federal down, getting the testing kits. I don't know how soon we anticipated it getting this bad, but I think we're behind the 8 ball, but we're getting in front of it.
Okay. And that leads to an interesting question. I know a lot of people, I know you guys are in charge of this area and handling things, but are you having to wait on directives from Washington or the governor, or is this, basically you guys are getting the call, shots you need to call?
We're calling the shots we need to call. We're basing it on instruction and advice from the federal government as well as the state government. But I think the biggest concern I have right now, and I think the county judge as well as everybody, is the testing. We're not testing here. That's just so much misinformation that has gone out prior to our actions that we're taking on the court and the judge is taking with the emergency response declaration. That the misinformation is the problem I'm having.
And people are wondering, how often are you guys talking to the governor, or are you talking to him once a week or at all, or just waiting?
The judge is doing most of the talking to the governor and nursing management and doctors. We apprise everybody once a week.
Okay. Now you mentioned the testing. Talking with people in the community that wondered, first and foremost, I think it's just not being informed. They want to know, is it free? Do I have to have insurance? Things of that nature.
Well, it's case by case, pretty much identifying, and this is a fluid process where case by case. What I've emphasized for the last week, and the judge and everyone's trying to get this set up where you have one central call. Regardless of your insurance, that's not going to be a question. The symptoms are going to drive the next step. And then the insurance part and the financial part of it, they'll work out at a later date. But the testing is free if you have the symptoms.
Okay. And can we clear up, you don't need to go get tested unless you have the symptoms, correct?
That's a screening process, and the phone bank that's going to be set up. I tried to get them to set it up possibly, and we mentioned it in court Tuesday. Maybe at St. Mary's Hospital, if Christmas would allow us, where we can isolate those patients, and that's a hospital in Orange County that's closed down. That the Dr. Callis, the Ray Callis who addressed the court, was supposed to get with the medical professionals and approach the owners of those facilities to try and set them up. And a lot of other states are talking about putting up mobile units, mobile tents. We have, I just heard the governor or the mayor of New York say that they're going to try and get the National Guard to set up tents. We have facilities that's already readily available, possibly if the private sector allows us to use those facilities.
And how soon you think the testing can?
The testing is going on now. Legacy and a couple of Baptists have testing kits. See, the testing that we do in Jefferson County has to go to Harris County. 24 to 48 hour turnaround, depending on the caseload that they have from other areas in our area. And that's the hesitancy right now, because really we've identified possibly 4 cases, maybe more. I have to believe it's much more than that. And once we start testing people on a mass scale, that's why we're taking some of the precautions that we're taking now, where you reduce it to 10 people now, from 50 to 10, the people gathering, shutting the restaurants down for only takeout, shutting all the bars down. That's one of the reasons, is trying to be proactive on this virus.
And I want to address the restaurants here in a moment, but I want to get back to when these mobile units are set up. Okay, let's say I feel like I have symptoms. I go there, and they just...
There's going to be one, supposedly, or maybe more than one for the through Tri-County area. But once they screen you by call, they're having nursing students that are going to give them a script to read. Like they would say, Mr. Diamond, tell us your symptoms.
Right.
Who have you been in contact? Have you been to Italy? Have you been to China? And all that will determine whether or not they're going to process you to go by reservation to a drive-through mobile clinic where they would have on suits and test you. Now we also have the county mobile. It's a big fancy RV, medical RV, and mobile unit. And Dr. Walks, as well as some of the nursing staff, once they have the protective gear, will go out and test people.
But everybody in the area is not just automatically going to be tested.
No.
So it's because people are just thinking, I need to get tested.
No.
Not show anything.
We're having a high acceleration of flu right now. I've had 3 people that I referred, and once they screen them, it's the flu. The flu is pretty prevalent right now in this area. A lot of people don't know that. How do you tell the flu from the corona? The flu is a coronavirus. I didn't know that. You got Corona 1, 2, 3. Oh, Corona 19 is the one we're dealing with now on a worldwide scale, and that's the one that's killing people.
And we have some cases, and you mentioned you feel like there are going to be many more.
I think so.
You unfortunately,
I'm praying I'm wrong.
Unfortunately, you have that group out there who's saying, well, why can't Jefferson County transport those people out of the area? But that's not...
Well, when you start saying transport the people out there, you can take the person out, but the virus, everyone they touch between transferring, and that's why we're saying don't send them to the hospital. Yeah. I have a procedure, annual procedure, that, my prostate exam that I was supposed to do Monday. My doctor canceled because it's not a major, it's just a routine annual. Then I have another friend that having some medications, and they're going to do this procedure, because, the more serious cases the doctors are considering, but they're not, the routine things, they're putting them on hold.
Absolutely.
And then we can transfer people out of. You want to quarantine them. That's why I said the hospitals, where you can put the severe cases on one floor, and you're not cross-contaminating people that may have the virus till you screen them,
So in reality, no one would be, turned down to be tested.
No, once you've been screened,
just clear that.
Yeah, right. Once you've been screened and you have a strong possibility by the questions that you answer and how you answer, you will get screened.
Okay, I like that. Now, talking about the restaurants, and I've spoken with some restaurant owners. Many were upset. I know you were advocate to shut it down, and I'll give you the floor to say why you were so strongly advocate about that.
Because there's a gut feeling, and I think some people are real casual about what this virus is doing, and because I can walk by you and touch you and give it to you. I mean, one of the things that I asked in court is, and I asked Dr. Callis is, they were talking about it being on paper and on the desk and on the handrails. I said, one of the major things I'm concerned about, and I still haven't got the answer, is how long does it stay on money? Dollar bills. Something I can give you today, and it'll be in New York tomorrow. Yeah. It'll be in Dallas. It'll be money. I mean, that's the number one thing that all of us have in common, that we all touch. You know, how would they say, a dollar passes through the community 10, 12 times. So, and I still haven't got the answer to that. You know, that's, you know, I almost sent that question into A.C. Cooper on CNN, and I just didn't do it. But I really I think that's one thing they need to tell people. So you're talking about restaurants. Okay, we can sit 6 feet apart, but then when I hand the waitress that money, and I'm contaminated, okay, now that she's going to put it in the register, then the bank handles it. So I think that's one area that they fail to try and identify how it's being passed through coins, through dollar bills, and no one's answered that question yet. So that's why I'm concerned, not only just being in the restaurants, but I'm glad they left where you can drive through, but you still got the money issue or the credit card issue where we touch things. So, I mean, you know, as an elected official, sometimes you have to make hard decisions, and I support Judge Brand, every decision Judge Brannick has made. I started fielding calls yesterday from preachers. I had 3 preachers in here. 2 funerals tomorrow. 2. One a big funeral and one well-known gentleman. So the minister called me and I said, well, the rule applies to funerals too. They said our church is exempt from this emergency declaration. I said the church is not mentioned in the declaration, but I put the assistant attorney for the county judge on the phone so they could hear. We're strongly, we're not going to arrest a man, arrest nobody, or fine them $500 like we would do a restaurant. Yeah. If a restaurant had over 10 people in it, you will be fined $500 a day. Now, churches, nobody's going to do that, but we hope that you consider that most of the church people here are elderly. They're grown kids. The reason they close school down because kids are carriers. Now they're saying kids are affected by it. So what I told them, I said on a funeral scale, and we're related, Dwayne, but if I pass away, I expect you to be at that funeral. I don't care if you're number 11 or 20. Right. But our friends don't have to be there. You have a visitation where 10 people walk in, look at your body, sign the book, and leave. Once all those people do that, you bring the family in. I don't care if it's 100. And close family, don't bring your cousin 10 times removed in, you know, the cousin that just showed up, you know. But I'm talking about my grandkids, you know, and my family, you know, our family will be about 100 strong. Well, if I get it from my family, then I already have it in because they visited my house. Yeah. But at least you can identify that family that has a carrier in it, and you're not bringing in a friend that just came to view the body and touch the family. So I told the funeral home, I got a call from one of the prominent funeral homes here, and I told them that's the way I would do it. You know, I wouldn't refuse family members from coming in a private service. So I think you're going to see a lot of private family services here. And most of the preachers I spoke to yesterday was amenable to that.
Well done. Just to follow up on the restaurants, do you foresee them being closed down completely at some point?
I think if the numbers are where I'm dreading they're going to be this coming week, once we really start testing, yes.
And just in the foreseeable future, I know it's way down the road after all this clears, do you think there would be some type of bailout for the restaurants by the county? Or?
Well, you know, it'll be depending on most the county can do, and I don't know, you know, it gets into the legal part of it for us, the taxing part of it, but the bailout would have to come from the federal level. We don't have a budget to do it, but I saw the president put $1 trillion and maybe $2 trillion before it's over with. But I think, you know, it's hard to have income if you're dead anyway. So, you know, and this virus is not discriminating. You know, at first, and you know, and God forbid, but I heard a few people say, well, black people not getting it. You know, come on, then Kevin Durant and the other people. I said, okay, now, what you going to say now? So, I mean, it's not discriminating, you know, so the restaurants, the bailout, all that stuff, I think is on the back burner when it comes to people dying. And if what happened where almost 5,000 people in Italy has died, and they've shut that town down. not worrying about economics. I think Florida has finally got the message and shut down. California is where they're telling people to stay in their homes. And if the numbers come back where I'm dreading, I can see that happening also, where we tell people to quarantine in their home and don't come out. I heard the governor say, we're not going to just arrest people. We're not gonna, if we see you gathering on the park, the police are going to address that. Yeah. You can go to work, you can go to the essential services will go on.
Okay. And that leads me to, a lot of people have concerns that why the courthouse, why is it still open, why the parole and probation officers still open, yet the courts are not. So could you explain that a little bit?
Well, the court, we dealt with that yesterday. It's really, some people are worried about the financial aspect of it. Personally, I have no problem with shutting the courthouse down right now. I would support it tomorrow. I think the uncertainty of how many cases we have here is the trigger that's going to trigger us shutting everything down. And the judges made the decision to shut their courts down, not have dockets. Of course, you don't want to impanel jurors. I don't do that here. We have a minimal interaction with citizens, other than citizens coming in to ask questions or file complaints about other issues around with my secretaries, and I'm debating on letting them. It gets a little sticky because you can't pay them your tax dollars while they're sitting at home. So they really have to have something to do at home, or they can work from home, unless it's not a hurricane emergency where the courthouse is not functioning. Okay. So that is being considered, and we're going to deal with it. We're trying to get examples of how other counties are doing it. So how are they paying? The biggest concern we heard yesterday in court was from the sheriff department, where if one of the jailers seem to think they have it and they want to self-quarantine, do we pay them? But then, okay, if you got 100 jailers and 80 of them say, who's going to mind the prisoners? I asked the question about the National Guard. I know the governor has deployed the National Guard, and can they come in and fill in? And the judge and the sheriff seem to think they're going to have to get permission from the Secretary of State or somebody, or the jail standards people, to see if that would be, if 20 people in the jail, 20 workers in the jail go down, can you fill it in with National Guard people or somebody like that? And that's a major issue. I mean, if you get a contamination in the jail and the workers are sick, who's going to mind the jail? That's the question that we postponed the decision to shut the county down yesterday too also.
Wow. I mean, fear is just running rampant on all levels.
Right.
Just the everyday citizen, though, they're worried about things like, eviction, they didn't pay the rent, or they're behind. Same thing with cutoffs on utilities. Can you expound at all on that?
On the cutoff on utilities, that would be a matter that I hadn't addressed. The evictions are on a moratorium about 60 days. Even your taxes, even your tax on your car, you have 60 days now. That you don't have to worry about being ticketed or anything for 60 days. The tax office, any services like that's time sensitive, you have a 60-day moratorium where you can wait up until 60 days before you have to, even on your taxes, as I was told. So
now, to be clear on the bills, though, and people probably going to be watching and think, okay, ask this question after the 60 days. Will they be looking for the lump sum? If I owe, $200 from that month, $3 from this one, $1 from...
It won't be a penalty.
They could just pay and catch it, won't be turned off.
That's right. Well, on the utility bills, I don't know.
I know it's kind of sticky.
That's a city issue. I don't know how the court, the city council at this time, I think about 10 o'clock this morning, was having a meeting to try and decide how they're going to handle their services. I called the city manager 2 days ago and suggested that they close the library. I received a call from one of the workers at the library that you have a lot of kids coming in because they're out of school. You have a lot of transits coming in, and they're concerned that. And the library is not, other than some people that want to get online, it's not essential function right now, and I think you can have a lot of contamination there. He asked me about the transit system. Well, I think the transit system should stay open with caution. You know, as I said, you go back to the money issue. Only interaction the bus drivers have is with the money, and I don't know, but I don't know if you drop a coin in and you hand them $1 or you have them a token. Either way you're transferring. But, you know, I don't think you ever get rid of 10 people. I've never seen 10 people on the city bus, but you have 3 or 4. So the transit should stay running as long as possible. Because people use it to get to work in Port Arthur sometimes. You don't have a lot of people, but some people use that transit on a daily basis to go to grocery stores, which is still open also.
Now, how does the county, I guess, intend to handle the young people not complying? Because you say no groups, you still see them in groups, you still see them having entertainment type functions, and it's making your other population scratch their heads. You know, what can you guys implement to get them to understand?
Well, what we're doing with the sheriff, as far as the police chiefs and the sheriff, they're trying to get on the same page. If you see a group of kids that's gathered together, they had quite a few on the we call it Gillum Circle Barber Jacket Park the other day, and we have officers ask them to disperse. You know, Chief Durso and Zena. Ours is more the country, the rural areas. I say the country, the rural area. The city, now the sheriff deputies and inner city can do that because they are law enforcement. But insisting that they disperse is the primary. And then if they resist, you know, you ticket them. I'm not an advocate of that, but if parents need to be more responsible. This disease is serious. It's like the people on the beach. I just can't understand that. Do you watch the news? Do you see Facebook? Do you listen to it? I mean, you know, you're playing with your lives. And the medical science is saying that they're doing permanent damage to lungs for young people. But they're more carriers to the grandparents and the older people like myself. I was watching news the other day, and they were saying how if you're 60, they said morbidly obese, with diabetes and high blood pressure. I said, man, I'm a walking dead man. You know, so I had all 4 of those hit me, because I'm like, when I said that in court, I said when I spoke to a group of ministers the other day, I said, so I'm taking it serious. Because I have diabetes, I'm overweight, and I have high blood pressure, you know, so, I mean, you know, it's serious. I mean, you know, and at first, you know, I call it the cerveza virus, because they killed corona. I try and refrain from that. I try and refrain from that right now because it's serious, and I don't want people, you know, thinking I'm taking it lightly, because it's pretty serious in court yesterday. Very serious in court. It was very serious.
Speaking of another serious thing, and this I guess just happened at bad timing with the census, that you know, the public is not wanting anyone to come to their door. They're in such fear, you know. So can you tell us a little about that?
Right. They've suspended their operation, the census count. I did mine online last week. So, you know, I know some of the elderly people, and we need the census. Between Harvey, Melvin, and now the virus, I think those 3 disasters, I'm calling them, are going to be devastating to Southeast Texas. We're right at 252,000 people in Jefferson County, 254, some people say. In the last census, I was elected in 2008, started my term in 2009. Between 2000 and 2010, I had lost 4,000 citizens because of Rita and Ike. I had lost 4,000. On the county level, you have to be within a 10% differential between each commissioner. Indiana can't have 5,000 people, and I have 2,000. Eddie, Bo Alford, Weaver, and Sinegal, we all have to be within a 10% population differential. Those storms and these devastations have made people want to move. You know, some people move up towards San Antonio. I'm afraid that Port Arthur citizens, they're saying we're right at 52,000. I don't believe that. I think we're at 50,000 documented I mean, yeah, 50,000, right at 50,000 documented, 80,000 undocumented, and I don't mean immigrants. I'm talking about with workers coming in. We're probably 80,000 people, but on paper, I'm thinking we're about 50,000. I would bet my year's paycheck on that. If we lose population in Port Arthur, let's say we lose 4,000. So if the count is at 252, now we drop below 250. People, and I've been yelling that since Harvard. We gotta find some way to retain citizens in Jefferson County, because below 250,000 you're considered a smaller county, which causes you loss of federal CDBG grants, state grants. I mean, anything, any sort of WIC, you know, because it goes by the census tracts. And that's how you afford it, federal dollars as well as state dollars, and that's how you consider. Yeah. We can't drop below 50,000. Port Arthur can't drop below 50,000 because that's even a bigger problem just for the Port Arthur proper. Yeah. So, and people, I don't think enough people are yelling that. So the census is going to be very important. The two-week delay on people knocking on your door, they're going to knock your door, and hey, I forget the date. I got it here. I think it starts in April something, but I did mine online. I'm encouraging. I don't know if you can do it online or they're going to suspend the online census count. They just said they're going to suspend any action of the census until April 1st. But I'm telling people, because they were mailing them out, and that's how I did mine. I got it in the mail, put my barcode in, filled the census out. My secretary did hers just this morning, but they're going to suspend it, and it's very important that we do it, though.
So, in the midst of all that's going on, you still need to try to mail that in if you can. Because
if you can mail it in, if you can get online, people will not knock on your door, and you won't have any activity between now. Even the hiring process, because they're still hiring for door knockers or census takers. They're going to suspend that till the 1st also.
I'll tell you what, Commissioner, we appreciate you keeping it real. You've always, with your campaigns, had real talk. Gave answers to the truth, for whether people liked it or not. Is there just one thing you want to encourage the public to do at this point?
Take it serious. Take this virus serious. I think that's the most. One thing I told the ministers, they were all ministers. I'm not a preacher. My brother is. And I told him, I said, we know it's not going to take the world out, because he said it's going to be destroyed by fire next time. He didn't say virus. Now, if this virus is a fire, we in trouble. So the Lord said it's not going to be destroyed by virus. So this too will pass. We're going to get past this. The problem I want people to understand is, once the bell starts curving back down, I heard this virus, as most, come back with a vengeance if it comes back. So we can't lighten up after we start on the down scale of not curing it, but getting control of it. We got to stay on alert, because maybe next fall, they predict until June, but if it comes back in September, we're in trouble, because it's going to be back with a vengeance, just like anybody you make mad. So I'm encouraging people to take it serious. Wash your hands. I have sanitizer all over the courthouse. If you see the list, we put them up. Take it serious. Don't gather. Only thing I would say on the funerals is let the family enjoy the funeral. Understand that you can't visit, So take it serious, though, Dwayne.
And before I let you go, also, there's a lot of fake news that comes out on social media and other places, and people are concerned about this possible government stipend they're going to receive. Have you heard anything, or can you shed some light on?
I've had 2 people walk in my office this morning and ask me about that. People have lost their jobs. A restaurant, I forget the numbers that's filing for unemployment. It's a record now. It's a record on a national scale that's never been met before. That's the stimulus package is for people that have lost wages. At this time, some people think everybody gonna get it. I don't think everybody deserves it. If you're still at work, you don't deserve it. I don't deserve it to. But there's people that's still at work asking about the stimulus. I say, why are you asking? You're still getting paid. And they walked in here. It's not my secretaries, but some people just came in and asked that. I say, are you still working? Yeah, I'm still. Okay, so why would you? So I don't think all the kinks have been worked out, but the people that have lost their wages, restaurant workers and hotel workers and anybody that have lost their income needs that. Is it enough? No, but you know, thank God our government is the kind of government that understand that. Plus, you got to get the economic motor running again, because we're close to a recession if we hadn't gotten there yet. And I don't think people understand that. I'm worried more about this virus than the economic impact to what it's going to do to, because it's a world epidemic. It's not a, you know, it's not like a hurricane where it affects Southeast Texas. Only. Louisiana's still doing good, and everybody. This is a world, and America's being tested right now. The world's being tested, but we're going to be tested to see if we're really concerned about citizens and our well-being or the stock market.
Well, listen, we appreciate the time, and you definitely passed the test, and hopefully we'll be able to touch base with you.
Thank y'all. I appreciate you allowing me to get the message, my message out, because it may not be what everybody agreed to, but I can promise you I've never made a decision that benefits me or mine without worrying about yours and everyone else's, and that's what I'm doing.
Absolutely. We definitely appreciate that. Dwayne Diamond with GT News and County Commissioner Michael Shane Sinegal.